10 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Manila Major AcA qualifiers. We are here with Acion Arena versus Orange.Taring. My name is Mont. With me is Purge. We just witnessed a pretty good first game, I'd say, from at least one squad. AcA, there was a bit of pings at the end, maybe some frustration. Going into game number 2, how do you deal with this as a team that's already eliminated?
I think they need to fix their draft a little bit. They're missing a tanky hero that can stop the Spectre and other... Like, look at that. They banned Spec in the first round. That is not the solution. Yes, Spectre was a problem. The problem was your draft did not deal with it very well. Maybe ban it second round. Like, nobody's going to pick Spec first round, because then you can just do aggressive things against them. But that, like...
You're already not happy with the draft so far.
Either they're playing tilted or bad. You don't ban Spec first round. Now there's going to be tons... Unless you're like, hey, let's let all these really good heroes in and maybe we can get the heroes that we're OP with. Who knows? But Doom banned, Alchemist banned, Batrider, and Spec now. So we've got Bounty Hunter, we've got Enchantress.
Beastmaster.
Well, Beastmaster always makes it in, pretty much almost always picks second round.
Yeah.
From what I see, unless you open with them, you know, you've got top supports like Venge, etc. Consistently are going to be in the pool now. But I mean, do you pick Bounty first, or do you go Enchantress?
In AcA? I don't know. I don't know about Bounty. Enchantress, though. I mean, you were right to a certain extent.
Enchantress is more variable. She is. You know what we're laughing at. We're watching the preview monitor, and they just jump around the cameras occasionally. So, like, for example, they could jump to our camera right now on the main stream and just look at me in mod casting.
Yeah, they could. I think we have to be on camera for that to work. They could jump to us in the green screen. It'll just show the green screen and behind us. But I think that's it. That's all they can do.
I'm not so sure, because if you go into the control room, they constantly have preview monitors of all the casting rooms going.
Yes.
Like the camera is giving a video feed, but it's probably like splitting it to our setup as well, I would guess. So
yeah, but the thing is though, that there's it's chroma keyed out in XSplit.
All right, we should stop talking about this. I'm sorry, I went on
too technical. Yeah.
Because like I'm enjoying this conversation, but I know that 99% of you guys have no clue what
what's going on.
Basically, what happened is they changed the camera, and Fog was just chilling in a room by himself, and then he looked up and realized, like, because he heard laughing, he looked up at the monitor and he realized he was on camera, and then
he keeps walking by and he's smiling the entire time. He's like, I don't know what's going on, guys.
Like, they got me. Anyways. Not necessarily heroes I expected to see first round. Enchantress opened it up. Very good hero for pressuring lanes, for changing things up. She's basically like efficiency of Beastmaster in the laning stage, but she creates a lot of pressure with the creeps, which is kind of where she should have been in the last patch. Like that's actually kind of a cool thing. They nerfed what she did before, which was be OP with right-click damage, but she's still early prioritized due to her ability to pressure lanes to gank. One solution to this is Crystal Maiden. You frostbite the creep, dies, and you can prevent her from attacking with Frostbite. So this is like one of the weird cases where CM's actually an alright hero. But picking her this early is
abusable.
It's abusable by the enemy carries. They did ban, Lich and Earth Spirit. I don't really like the Lich ban. I mean, I guess with Enchant and Lich, they could really pressure lanes.
I'm never really a fan of the Lich ban, but AcA loves this hero for some reason.
I'm just not sold on Lich being good just yet.
I'd agree.
It makes you a little bit too weak in some mid-game team fights. Like when Lich's Chain Frost is on cooldown, Lich is awful. He's actually an awful hero when Chain Frost is down. Kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Invoker does give him some good things as well. Sunstrike setups. I actually really like it with Beastmaster.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That part's cool because now Beastmaster +1 anywhere, it's a dead hero. Doesn't matter who it is.
But do you think that? I mean. Here's the thing: does Beastmaster go off lane? Does he go jungle again? I mean,
it's Radiant, so it's gonna be slower, but you could still jungle. You could still off lane. I guess you can't really jungle because Enchantress hypothetically could follow you around.
True.
So why not just off lane? They get the Beastmaster counter with Witch Doctor, so Orange is still in a pretty good spot. Plus, with Puck, they have a very offensive mid hero. Invoker is pretty low armor right now, so Puck isn't just about nukes, it's also about being able to position himself to get more right clicks off. So that plus Enchantress roam could mean a lot of pressure on Invoker. But AcA is on Radiant side, so it's a little bit harder to gank Radiant. So they got that going for them. So so far, I really like this draft. It's gonna be fun to see how this works.
I like the Tusk pickup too. That gives them a bit more. Gives them some survivability with the snowball, obviously.
They're watching our game.
We're in. Yeah, but they're talking about it themselves.
Yeah, they're not listening to us.
They don't give a damn about us, Kevin.
Too bad we have the best draft analysis here.
That's right. We know everything about this region.
BTS stream, we're important.
Yeah.
BTS 3, I mean.
Yeah.
We're important.
Yeah, definitely give us a follow.
Everyone's
obviously.
here watching. Guaranteed. I actually had a lot of trouble finding all of the streams when I was was trying to watch some games earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, there's BTS1. Obviously, he's got 18,000 viewers. But I was
Right.
like, are any other streams on? And I had trouble finding them.
You just have to put the numbers in. You have to actually physically type them in the
Yeah,
address.
that's a shit way to figure
Just
out.
multi-twitch it and do it that way, or go to Join Dota and look at the matchup you want to watch, and then just click on it, and then go to.
That is an overly complicated way to browse.
You're just lazy, man. I don't know.
No,
Okay.
no. I mean,
Alright.
yes, but you need to easily. This is like a web browsing web design solution. A topic I know almost nothing of, but I can use my brain to be like,
No.
yo, if it
They
took
have a
if it took
solution.
more than
10
5 seconds for me to go from like BTS1 to find the other streams, and obviously in a normal setup they don't need to do that, but for this hub, maybe they
You know,
need
they
to
have
do
the
it.
team page. The team page for the
Yeah,
middle major.
I literally looked. I mean, maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I missed it. But I looked at the main BTS page and it said it showed like beyond the summit, not like the. Maybe if I clicked.
There's
I
another.
Guess, you know,
It's
if I
another
probably,
team page. It's a middle major team page.
I didn't see that one. Maybe if I clicked on the BTS one, it would have showed the other 7 streams anyways. I'm an idiot, probably.
All right. Well,
So
listen.
It's probably on.
You guys are probably just watching Dota TV anyway, so you don't have to deal with all that
We
jazz.
actually keep just talking about dumb stuff that everybody in Dota TV doesn't care about. They're like,
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk
they're
about the
like,
gyrocopter?
What's BTS? All I know is Dota. I like Gyrocopter a lot against Beastmaster. Flat Cannon, BKB,
Yes.
you clear all the Necros, you clear all of the boars, and then all of a sudden this movement speed advantage that Beastmaster gets is gone.
God, I like Taring's draft now with the Void coming out. Because
Why?
You have long distance damage from Enchantress. Even if they nerf that, still
Okay.
good. You
Yeah.
have Puck who can Elusive Orb in. You can you can kind of play around the Chronosphere so that you can Dream Coil as it's coming off, or you can Dream Coil into a Chronosphere if you want to. You have Black Cannon like you talked about. You have Rocket Barrage. You have Call Down, all of which go into the Chronosphere. You have the Death Ward, which outside of the Chronosphere now. Don't put it inside the Chronosphere. Don't do that. But still, I think this is really well rounded in terms of team fight, but that's an anti-mage pick from Acion.
I'm gonna agree. If you look at Orange, it just looks like a good balance of everything. Your upfront heroes can be Gyrocopter with a BKB, Faces Void Chrono. Personally, Chronos can't really get covered by Tusk. Really, you can't snowball into it because it's too much spacing. But they do have a really good 4-man lineup: Invoker, Beastmaster, Tusk, Crystal Maiden. They can pressure lanes. Anti-Mage can split push. He can be caught by Orange, but it's not in a super easy way because it's basically what Puck Void are your best Anti-Mage solutions. So I actually really like AM as a pick here. Definitely a really good carry. So I actually like both drafts a lot. I think the Orange one's a little bit better. I think it has a really good early game potential, whereas ACA is essentially just reacting. The Crystal Maiden has to try to limit what Enchantress does.
Yeah.
Once Beastmaster hits 6, though, I think ACA has way more offensive opportunities than Taring does, and I think the Anti-Mage is going to scale very well. So basically, it kind of comes down to, I guess, the laning stage. If we can get a lot of ganks done with the Enchantress, and the Puck is able to transition rapidly, and maybe they can shut down the AM, then I think Taring's going to be in a really good spot. But other than that, I think their mid game is overall about similar. Actually, I really do like both drafts a lot. I think they both have really straightforward purposes and goals in what they do.
I'm a bit afraid for the AM. I feel like he might have a rough time. Maybe not in the laning phase, but I feel like if he gets caught with a Chronosphere, he's probably just dead.
Well, what's going to deal damage though? Enchant?
Enchant the Void himself, hopefully getting some time lock procs in the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, but that's magic damage, which he's going to heavily resist.
True. I don't know. It's
probably not even going to skill.
I guess you're right. I guess especially if he has support, maybe he can survive with the help of, like, I don't know, Deafening Blast. But even that is not going to be in the mid game.
What was their 5th hero? Witch Doctor?
Yes.
Like, okay, the only way that he dies basically is Puck gets really far ahead and they combo like 3 heroes to kill him, or you're talking Chronosphere with Death Ward. And maybe Enchantress. Like, Enchantress is pure damage. She's a good solution, but she is the support, and she's going to roam a lot early game. In my opinion, I don't think she's going to hardcore farm. She'll probably gank a lot, try to kill heroes like Beastmaster and Invoker. That's her goals, and maybe occasionally she could like smoke with Witch Doctor and look for CM in the jungle.
Yeah,
those are her targets for sure.
A lot to do in this game for both squads, honestly. It's a very interesting early game. I'm kind of excited to see how they're laying this up for both squads. I think it should be pretty standard for the most part. The biggest X factor, I think, for me is probably Yamate on the Puck again, because he could play so well one game, and I'm wondering how he transitions into the next. You know, I'm wondering what he does in this game.
Are you trying to say, is Yamate going to feed this game?
I'm not saying that, no. And you making me imply that, that's just, I can't believe you.
You can deny or confirm whatever you
No, I'm saying can Yamate play up to the same level? I'm not asking if he's going to feed. I don't think he's going to feed. In fact, I know that he's not going to feed.
He got ton of kills and a ton of assists last game,
Like
and
17 and 17 or something.
infinitely low deaths. So
0, in fact.
Yep, that's what I meant.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Somewhere out there, Pimp Uncle, maybe asleep, but he's smiling. Anytime I mention math, Pimp Uncle's like, oh my God.
I am the wrong person to
Somebody
talk
else
to
wants
math
to talk about math. Thank God. I ask him like math, like theory questions sometimes, and he's like, well, I was gonna go to bed 2 hours ago, but
Let me talk about this with you.
I'm ready to type essays. He's totally pumped. Faces Void, walking into offlane. Doesn't put a word down. But
He thought about it. He doesn't have one. I think ACA were like, we really want to stop you from entering our jungle. He's being probably a bit scared, understandably so. Obviously, there's a lot of heroes there, but he does time walk so he can get out of a bad situation generally. I mean, he was pretty far away anyways, and they're not going to find the kill. They put the ward down, by the way, up here, which is an interesting spot.
I like that
put
one.
That ward, so
it's not going to spot that much, but it will guarantee. I don't really like it that much at level 1, actually. It's going to spot rotations, so like if Void is jungling the large camp, for example, and he shifts to the rune, they'll see it coming, but other than that, I'm not a huge fan. I guess it also does spot the Enchantress.
that was a ballsy play.
The Void?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I thought that it just seems interesting that he would go for that.
Against the anti-mage level 1 and the Invoker level 1, what was he going to get, Sunstriked or something?
I don't know, man. I just think it's funny whenever somebody walks up like that and just like, give me that rune.
He's got a poor man's shield and 6 armor.
He's fine. I mean, he would have been fine almost certainly.
Time walk. The worst thing that happens there is he gets mana drained.
Anyways, so we'll start things off. It is going to be the mid matchup between Yamate as well as G. G played okay on the Batrider. He flubbed a lot of his initiations. I'd say flub is probably the correct term for what happened. A lot of the time he would go in too deep. He would find the target, but they'd be behind the tier 1 tower or something. It would just not be super great.
He just got wrecked mid too. The puck actually just attacked him like 5 times in a row while these 2 melee creeps wailed on him. He lost half of his HP, didn't hit puck once.
Yeah, Yamate thinks he's actually doing pretty well. Good stuff, good stuff. We'll keep an eye on there. But I feel like Taring, and also Fly Solo top lane playing what seems to be an offlane Tusk, interestingly enough, as the Beastmaster has not surprisingly been put in the jungle, and he's gone for the Iron Talon first. They've already made that decision. They've gone for that. We'll see what the Enchantress can get done. She's over here at the side camp. She's picked up the Hellbear Smasher, which obviously is good damage. It also gives you that move slow, which is also nice. And we'll see if they can set up for a gank, maybe go for something there, but we'll wait and see what happens. But they're kind of splitting the jungle here. Acion, he gets the last hit taken by NJ. That's insult to injury. That sucks. He fit the creep, and then it's just the last hit comes out from the void. So they're kind of splitting up the jungle a little bit, but I mean, really, if you're Skemberloo, you're only going to like 2 camps. But here's Ling already, and Skemberloo is low. This is dangerous as hell if Ling comes in at the right angle. And he's going to wrap around, not with any vision, by the way. He doesn't really see him. He might have seen him when he was over on the cliff on the other side, but he's going to wrap all the way around, cut off the path of retreat. Got Enchant at the ready to... Hellbear Smasher's going to come in, and Skemberloo's like, please help me for the love of God. Uphill miss. It's not going to be there, and Ling, he will pick up the first blood, as you had commonly predicted, I think, from the start of the draft.
I really don't like how Beastmaster is jungling this. And you may be like, what? You just right-click. It's not like that. I feel like the way that he's jungling is he saw other teams doing this, and he was like, well, we have to do it now. And he forces himself into it, but he doesn't know how to do it efficiently.
And he's just coming top now. He's like, I've given up on the jungle. Fly Solo, you just go back down bottom and do whatever you're doing. I'm fine with that.
It really didn't accomplish much. Tusk only got 2 out of that. He maybe could have helped them. They weren't going to kill Void. They weren't going to kill Puck. Yeah, that's part of the problem with this Tusk pick, I think, is that he definitely helps punish mid, but Puck is almost ungankable mid. So basically, the problem what he was doing in the jungle is he was just sitting there tanking creeps. You can't do that. You sit the boar back, you let it auto-attack the creeps, you let the creeps run to your boar, you micro the boar back, and then as the creeps are running back, you just wail on them with your hero and keep using the Iron Talon.
They're going to snowball in Ice. They don't snowball in Skemberloo, so this is already probably a failed gank. And they just back up immediately. That's awkward. Miscommunication again from Acion Arena, which is... I don't want to say it's not surprising, because that's a little bit fortunate, but that's just kind of how this series has been going, I feel like, man.
I mean, they need to get an Orb of Venom, and then this kill works, I think. Especially... I guess it's a little scary, because Cask can bounce a bunch between only 2 heroes, but if he gets the boar down, kind of fine. Although if he boar stuns the... Or sorry, if he Cask stuns the boar, then the boar stun for 5 seconds.
Yes.
But they can easily kill this. This is the weak point in this lane, is you kill the support Witch Doctor. Like, they should just be endlessly killing him. Like, right now, they snowballed on him, and then they ice sharded like this, right above the Witch Doctor. You can see it on the map. Don't worry. Oh, no, you can't. Okay. Basically, imagine an ice shard going directly north, right there. Stop him from running north, get an Orb of Venom, you chase him down. They've got boots on the Tusk right now. We got 72 damage from Beastmaster. He doesn't have Inner Beast, which I maybe think is a mistake, but they could literally kill this guy right now. The only downside is that creep wave is going to aggro, but if you drop the ice shards, the creeps aren't going to get there until somebody tangos out. You could just kill this guy. And with the cask level 1, it doesn't bounce that much.
I don't think they're going to go for the kill. I want them to now that you've explained it so much.
It's so straightforward. Like
I want them to turn around and kill them, but I don't think they will.
Do it before. They could do it right now. They just run at this guy.
They're running away.
All right, the boar's going to die. That's the only downside.
He doesn't have another one.
This is a level 2 Witch Doctor with no boots, and they're letting like this.
Well,
if
here's
they
the
don't
problem.
kill him now,
Ling
this
is coming in.
ridiculous.
They're looking for ice, but they've already getting cut off their path of retreat. That's actually really good ice shards. The snowball's going to come through, but now they see Ling, and now they're like, okay, we're in trouble. We need to leave. The Engineer's going to come out. They've got Rocket Barrage. Fly Solo's in some trouble. He'll take some hits. Black Cannon will go and also spread some damage to Scamberloo, but they've made their target known on the Tusk, and he'll go down to the 3rd Rocket Barrage in a row from Psionics. And they're looking for more. This Enchantress is looking for an enchant potentially on Scamberloo. I don't think they could get this kill. He's just going to be annoying. He actually gets an uphill miss, but he's got phase boots. They're still coming in. The Centaur Conqueror's coming slowly behind. They can't get the kill more than likely, but he'll at least do enough damage to be annoying.
And then because they sat up there for so long that eventually the Enchantress rotates and then your opportunity's gone. If they just killed the Witch Doctor right there, they're fine. But instead they're feeding deaths now, and now they're healing, and now they're like, well, that was our one place on the map we can maybe get kills, and can't do it anymore. And CM also went for 2 Frostbites, completely disagree with this. Increases your mana cost, barely increases your damage, and regardless, Faces Void's still going to time lock this.
Yes. They don't have enough damage. Even with Fly Solo, they don't have enough damage, I don't think.
Yeah, like it's, he should have 2 Arcane Auras probably, and just spam the skill more.
I think that's fair.
That would make a lot more sense.
They're going to bottle up NJ, and it looks like Yamate's going to pick up the banner and continue to bottle up NJ maybe a bit further. Yamate's going to head back mid. They're not going to look to set up a gank. He's not level 6 yet, so he's not going to head bottom. NJ's level 5. He's doing really well in terms of experience. Beastmaster's 4, so he doesn't have that quick level 6. The Invoker is top in net worth, which is nice. So one thing that is going the way of Acion already is the top in terms of CS as well. Gabi is right up there with the rest of them, though, but this Faceless Void is getting a lot of last hits, 17 in fact in this offlane. They're going to Crystal Noble him. He has Time Walk. He could have Time Walked off that minimal damage if he wants to, but he didn't really think about it. He's going to take some hits. He'll dash up Gabi and just... That's it. He's a Blightstone too, by the way.
This kind of works now, actually, because the damage that Time Lock does is massive now. It does so much damage. It does 100 magic every time he bashes, and that's one of every 5 hits. With the 4th point, he gets 125. That's like a level 2 nuke at this point. It's like
and there's no spell shield on Anti-Mage yet, but I'm sure there will be. But
yeah, eventually he'll get it. It's kind of this weird position where his skill build actually works. I think the only reason it does work is because AM doesn't have a lot of burst nuke. If AM had Burst Nuke and CM had Burst Nuke, then you would need more than 1 Time Walk, because you would need more cooldown.
Meanwhile, while this is all happening, Psionics and the rest of Taring are just pushing top. They're saying, you know what, we don't really care that you have an anti-mage. We're just going to take your top tier 1 tower. Not the most important tower in the world, but still, it's going to be gold for Psionics that they really don't want to give away to him. They're rotating a couple of heroes that they're going to get this defensive tri-lane back together. NJ, again, he does have now Chronosphere as well as Time Walk. The Snowball's going to come in. They need the Frost, but he was about to Time Walk. There it goes. They're jumping in. They get off the ice. They just don't have enough damage, nor do they have the Mana Void even ready to go. Mass TP's in. Here comes the Illusory Up. They'll jump through. There's the Dream Coil on it, too. They've got the Wing Rip ready to go. Yamate looking to make a big impact yet again in this series. Fly Solo's about to pull. The caps will come out, and boom goes the Dynamite as the Gyrocopter comes in with the call down and gets it done. 2 dead. Yamate providing the setup for that kill, and the bait comes out from NJ as well on that Faceless Void.
That was the least bait I've ever seen. There was literally no way they killed that guy.
I know.
They executed that gank perfectly. The exception that there was literally no way that guy died.
I don't know what they were hoping for it to happen.
Like, it just, you can't kill that. It's literally impossible.
Maybe they thought, okay, we could get a Sunstrike here. That's the one difference maker.
Okay, oh, that's actually a good point. Why didn't he Sunstrike? 287 pure?
I'm asking you the question, Van.
Why they killed him?
I have no idea.
You're not wrong. The way they messed that up was they needed to say, this is our gank priority. It's frickin' Beastmaster, not like roaming Tusk. Like, get 6 on Beastmaster, you smoke up, then you blow somebody up with Sunstrike. That's how they should do that.
Well, they've got 6 now, and they're grouping up mid, but they've been scouted. So, I mean, this is a very obvious push. They've already lost their tier 1 tower down bottom. They're not even going to get this tower, probably. Yamate's already in, ready to go again. He's got his treads now. Got all of his abilities back up, ready to go. There's a little wraparound gank sort of coming out from Ling. He's got the Mud Golem too, which gives you that nice 125 damage with the Hurl Boulder. Skimberlu's going to walk right into it, and he is probably dead. He's got Roar. His team is going to come in, but it looks like they're not really ready to fight this. They get chronoed up onto 2. Skimberlu's going to get caught first. It does take him a while to go down. The Dream Coil comes in from Yamate though. Now, this is where the Massacre comes to fruition. Will he make it out in time? The answer to that question is absolutely not. They'll lose 3 in the process. And again, a good Chronosphere setup. Yamate comes in, and he just helps clean house and continues to get further and further towards that Blink Dagger. And it's 0-7 right now, Burge. That's not great.
They're just full tilted, I think, guys. It's a dangerous thing to witness, but I'm just watching this game and I was like, is this what our games were like back at TI4 on Zephyr? In the
did you control ping each other? Because
No, we never did that.
For those of you just joining us, there was, in the last game, as the game was ending, control pings on like 3 different heroes, and it looked a bit... They weren't happy, I'll just put it that way. So Acion Arena clearly not having a good time in this series. They're already eliminated from the SCA standings. Taring really could use a 2-0 here to put them in a good spot, and it looks like they're about to get it. I mean, it's very early on in this game. They're going to roar up Ling, though, and they might find a kill here. The Sunsplit will come out. This should be a pickup, and this speak too soon. It's 1 kill, yes, but at least it's a kill.
But that was like the most, like, please, God, use your spells correctly on us. We just took a tier 1 tower.
Do anything.
Like, they literally took the tower, their heroes were still there, and they were like, I actually just walked at us even past that, so I guess we'll finally use our spells correctly. But they could have done that as soon as the beast hit 6. And this is part of the issue with our draft, was the fact that had it was offlane Tusk. Like, I think it would have worked so much better in their laning stage if they just did tri-lane with Beastmaster off, rather than the Beastmaster jungle Tusk off. Because Tusk didn't get that many levels. And then when they did that dual lane, they didn't get kills either, so then you just have a Tusk running around that's underleveled. Tusk's underleveled, who have hard to gank lanes, he's a worthless hero then. If it's Puck mid, and it's Void off lane, it's just so hard to get those kills.
Yamate is going to get jumped on by Gabi, and he'll take 1 hit and then jaunt away. This is a far cry from what we saw the Beastmaster last game from Taring. It's very different. He had his Necro Book 1 probably already at this point, I'd say, or at least close to it. And it's really not looking good. He'll pick up Tranquils for himself. He has an Iron Talon and a Bracer, so I don't know.
Why does he have a Bracer?
I don't know.
What does this Bracer do? Is he going to buy Drum and then make his whole team attack faster? He could do that by just getting a hero kill and gaining a level.
Like getting Inner Beast. That aura.
Like the Bracer, actually, you could have just bought a Belt of Giant Strength for less money, and it would give you just as much strength.
I don't know if I've ever heard you be like so upset at a Dota 2 game.
I don't know, man. This is a regional qualifier. Like this is I don't know, man. I'm sure that there are better teams in the open qualifier. I mean, it's very unfair to say in some ways, because obviously they know they're eliminated. This is guaranteed the most tilted moment they've had as a team. So I'm sure they're playing worse and they feel desperate and stuff. There's the Roar bot lane.
Yeah, they're going to get the Roar, but there comes out the counter initiation. Sunstrike Ling will get brought down, but Yamate will stop any further aggression at this point. They had Frostbite up in 1 second. The cast will come through, bounce to all the freaking annoying boars that are stunned for literally ever. And that'll stop further aggression. More TP's coming in. Taring, I think they popped the drum or something, or they're just ready to go. Psionics indeed popped the drum charge. The Ice Charge will block him in. They have Chrono, and they won't use it for Fly Solo, though. They'll just let it go, and Yamate rotates back to mid while this is happening. He doesn't want to lose his tower to it. G and bo2 pops the drum charge. Going with the Forward Spirits. Yamate's trying to at least stop this a little bit, and everyone's rotating in to help out as well.
They'll be able to stop it. It's just frustrating seeing how they should be moving their heroes a bit and them not doing it correctly, basically. It's like they're making a lot of mistakes here. And I think it's probably just, like, they're definitely playing worse this game than they were in the previous one.
Yes.
The previous one, they basically had the right idea, but they just executed everything a little bit poorly.
It was like 1 or 2 missteps. It was like maybe a little too further into the initiation. They picked the wrong target. You know, they would split up and go on to different targets.
It was like good, almost the right idea, but they executed wrong. This game, they're not even like getting close to having an opportunity to execute correctly.
Well, here's their thought process. They're like, okay, well, we have an AM. We can't really do anything right without him. Maybe they're thinking that, okay, well, we need to get this AM as Battle Fury. We need to have him farm up. But they're not playing together as a team if they want to do that 4 protect 1 kind of style. Like, they're not doing anything in that regard.
Basically, what they did was they said, let's be greedy on the Beastmaster in the jungle. Whew. When instead,
Alright, that's not worth it, I don't think.
Oh, is he gonna die here?
Yeah.
They could have just been greedy in the offlane with the Beastmaster, because Beastmaster is good against Witch Doctor, and then they could have had the double support make sure the Void stays level 1. And with Void staying level 1, eventually, the AM's gonna be able to easily outlane him, because he can drain all of his mana. And then those 2 supports can potentially kill Void.
Oh my god, Ling just blew up another smoke.
And then Enchantress just, like, is countered by CM, and then they just transition that into a win. I don't know. Oh.
They found Ling finally with the Hawk. Sunstrike should come out. Yeah, I mean, he's dead without it. They find the kill, but here comes the counter initiation. The Roar comes out. They actually have the all ready to go. Death Ward comes through. Skemmerloop just gets blown up. There's the Chronosphere. G's gonna fall next. That's the Invoker. He's the top net worth hero in the game. He'll go down. Acion's looking around like, where is my team? I need help. Someone, I need an adult. He'll be able to at least get out for now. They TP away from Fly Solo on the... At least the Tusk gets out. Meanwhile, Gabi has respawned and he's going to be farming bottom, but... Eesh.
Really good ult from the Witch Doctor, though. He did a lot of damage in that fight.
He's having a good game. Which, by the way, he played the offlane Beastmaster last game.
Oh, really?
Now playing the Witch Doctor support, so switching it up a little bit.
Kind of weird. This could explain why the Faceless Void maxed out Bash, because he's like, I play carriers. Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
Well, NJ, he was the Beastmaster last game, so he was the one farming the jungle, right?
Didn't you just say that the Witch Doctor was Beastmaster last game?
No, I said he was the Doom.
No, you said Beastmaster.
I definitely said Doom.
Pretty sure you said Beastmaster.
Alright, we'll go back to the footage and we'll talk about it.
You know
later.
that we're never going to do that, so I'm just going to assume I was right. I swear to God you said Beast, because I thought Beast. Maybe my brain just thought that, because otherwise I was like, why would you bring this up then? That would be like a weird role switch, but like 4 positions of Doom, a lot of supports have to do that already. Thank you!
Okay, alright, I'm losing it.
Boom!
Alright, I don't know what happened. I apologize.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was Blaze telling me that I was right. AcA, my favorite moment of tonight.
Gabi's not having a good time. He's not having a good moment.
Boots yet?
Dream Coil, he's got to try to blink out. There's absolutely no way. The cast comes through, he stops him.
He wish he had 1 point in spell shields. It's not going to make a difference, but...
Max blink, 2
there,
points in mana break, 2 points in stats.
At least 1 point. It's 26%. That's like a hood.
A lot
of
resistance.
It got Puck, Faces Void Bash.
Fly Solo, they get the Roar off, getting to get this kill onto Yamate would be huge. They get off the freezing field. Ling's in trouble as well. They'll take down 1, but here comes NJ. No Chronosphere. He's going to use the time dilation. The cast bounces through. Now they use off the big freaking call down. The Rocket Frost just absolutely destroys everybody. Emphasis is going to work. He's going to try to Ghost Walk. I don't think they actually have detection, luckily. He might actually be able to get out of this.
They know where he is.
Yeah, they've got the homing missile on him, but they have no detection, so he might live. That's a pretty good trade. They didn't lose Gabi earlier, because they got Yamate. Tilting me, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, well, you messed up big. And then you were like, no, I didn't mess up.
That's how that exchange went. Alright. So, the Invoker still has the top of the net worth, even though he did die in that top engagement. He's still 5-1-0. He has a Midas. He's got 1,700 gold. He has to do a lot of the work this game. Gabi eventually will be strong enough to do some work. He has a Battle Fury, no treads yet. He does finally get that point in Spell Shield, so there you go.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I mean, it doesn't help against Enchantress. It doesn't help very much against Witch Doctor, but I still think a single point is worth it. The magic resistance it gives you is huge. It might only save him like 50, 75 HP over the course of a spell rotation, but a lot. That's way more than a single point in stats in terms of survivability. And that it's mostly the HP component, in my opinion, that justifies the stat points for Anti-Mage in the early game. Yeah, the damage is nice, the mana is nice, but it's mostly the survivability is why you get it, in my opinion.
Well, they will take Grosh. Gabi will go ahead and continue to split push top lane, and NJ's here with Chronosphere. I think he thought about using it, but nobody was there. They had nobody else TPing in. He, by the way, went for a Midas, which, I mean, he can get away with at this point. He has a Mask Madness now, too. The old school build.
He's so farmed, actually.
Yeah.
With Tread's Mask, and Midas is so good on Void as well, just because of the bash damage.
So NJ, who I did say was the Beastmaster last game. Wait. NJ was the Beastmaster.
You're right. You just said that you said he was No, you said... God, you messed up again.
Can I just say, was he the Beastmaster?
Doctor. You said Witch Doctor was the Beastmaster.
Okay.
You meant to say...
That's what I meant, though.
Doom. No, you literally told me afterwards that you meant to say that Witch Doctor was the Doom last game.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Who was NJ last game? Beastmaster?
He was the Beastmaster.
Okay.
So this is what I mean. And he was top in the net worth, or at least second in the net worth when... At this point in time, too, he was jungling at that point. There's going to be the Waiting Rift coming out, silencing up Fly, so they'll find Acion again. The Death Ward will come through. This Crystal Vein does not have enough HP to survive a gank of this magnitude, and they'll be able to bring him down for 30 seconds.
Is that an Admiral Akbar quote?
Unintentionally, yes.
Do you think somebody just pulled the plug on their router? They can actually win, though. I'm not even kidding. Anti-Mage is, like, his Battle Fury is a little... It's slow, and he's died twice, but is an Anti-Mage. The the one thing that's gonna fight me from saying that is Faceless Void is literally going carry, which means that the weak disables that Taring is working with isn't gonna matter because at some point he's gonna be able to solo kill the AM.
And I feel like they're going to have more disables later on down the road through the puck. And I think he's actually building into a Yules now with that Windlace, but...
Like, this offlane Faceless Void actually has the exact same net worth as an anti-mage carry. Like,
yeah.
That is a really bad sign. The purpose of anti-mage is to get ahead and stay far ahead and get 6-slotted before them, because a lot of other heroes are actually better than him 6-slotted.
What I originally wanted to talk about was how NJ performed last game as the Beastmaster and how farm he got.
Yeah, he had like Blink, Necro 3 by 20 or something.
Yeah, and he got the
Necro
pipe
3,
too.
He had Necro 3 by 20 for sure, which is still really fast.
And so now he's playing this Faceless Void where he got plenty of farm. He helped contribute to a couple of kills. He's 2-0-5, so he's doing really, really well for himself. He picked up an early Midas. He's already got 700 gold on top of the Mask of Madness he just purchased up. So he's going to start dishing out the damage here pretty soon. And we'll see what he goes for next after this. But the Gyrocopter, he's picked up an overall. He's got 2k gold in the bank. We'll see if he goes for the S and Y or if he decides to pick up the BKB and be a bit more standard. We'll see what he picks up. But I mean, they already have the Dragonlance for Ling. They have a drum on him as well. Ice has picked up not only Arcanes, but he's got Urn of Shadow. So it's just that next set of items. But bottom lane, Xyonix might get caught. He does have the edge. The Sunstrike will come through. Does not get off that cooldown. Finally, he does a turn around and get the counter mid-system with a huge Trim Coil. But still, they will bring down both these arrows for Rocket Barrage instantly. The Flat Cannon Yamate somehow finds a way to turn it in almost every situation. Dear God.
Yeah, they didn't organize that gank very well. It was basically the Beast going in way before the Tusk was there. And you have to go in at the same time, because there shouldn't be a period of time where Gyro gets his cooldown off it. It just makes the gank so much harder. And most of it was that the puck was able to get there in time and counter-initiate, but I think if the Tusk was there just a bit earlier, it might have been a bit different. He basically had to use Snowball to initiate, and he could have saved that stun duration for later, because you can stun for like 1.5 seconds minimum on Tusk here, and instead he had to use Snowball to override just to close the gap.
And it just feels like they're lacking on that damage. And even with the Sunstrike, G just needs to be able to pump out the damage. He's going to have Aghanim Scepter soon, so he has a lot more tools to work with, obviously. There's the Yules that has been picked up. Gabi now finally has his stretch plus 1,700. Will he go for the Vlad? He's got enough money for it here pretty soon. Coming up top is going to be Yamate, probably looking to set up a kill. He also has his Yules. He's going to jump in with the Elusive Rope. Gabi's able to get out with the Blink, and he'll be fine. But everyone else is mid currently for Taring, just trying to push this in and maybe look for a tier 2 for themselves. While this is happening, NJ's farming bottom. He's picked up a Shadow Amulet, so he's going to be going for a Shadow Blade. They are very versatile in their item choices right now.
It's a pretty good item this game. He's going to be able to set up kills basically around the map. He doesn't even necessarily have to chrono and he can kill people. I would really like to see him actually get an Echo Saber this game. Especially because with Shadow Blade, he's going to have more mana problems. Echo Saber 100% on Faceless Void here after the Shadow Blade.
Yules, there's the Waiting Rift. Gabi's in trouble. The Chronosphere comes out next. There's the Mask of Madness. They should have the damage to bring him down. They have to use the Dream Coil to secure the kill, but it's enough. They get it done. He's dead for 50 seconds now. And Ling will find a nice courier flying around in the jungle. So he just picked that up nice and easy. And they started controlling the enemy side of the river with relative ease, somehow out of nowhere.
There's another way that you can tell carries never play supports.
How?
Because they always Midas the melee creep instead of the range creep. Literally the entire purpose of Lich is to amplify the experience gain from the range creep.
Yeah.
Midas does that 2.5 times. Midas range creep, guys.
It's worth it now. It's worth it now.
If you want the levels. I think they give more gold than the melees. Am I wrong on that? I don't know, but I know they give way more experience. Definitely Midas range creeps. Anyways, Shadow Blade's coming out on Faceless Void, so he's going to be able to set up ganks with that Chronosphere, gives him attack speed, more importantly lets him initiate, which means he can save time walk for after they cast a stun or whatever to stop him from chasing, so he can chase pretty easy. If he gets an Echo Saber with this, that means more chances to bash.
I was going to ask you if he was going to pick up that item. I think that's interesting.
I think it's completely worth this game. I am totally happy with the fact that he wouldn't carry this game. He basically got an easy lane because there was only one support in lane. He got more bash level so he could actually trade, and that's why his lane went so well, because of his skill build alteration. It absolutely was very, very smart that he adjusted. And now he's got all these great items. He's got Midas. He can easily transition into one of the carries that's going to help set up and stop the anti-mage.
They're going to go for the tier 2. Acion are looking to just dodge every fight possible. But that's the Shadow Blade from NJ coming up. He's looking for... He doesn't have Chronosphere for 60, but he's going to walk in. Time Dilation. G's going to have to Ghost Walk. Good Frostbite coming out, but now they need more damage. Good sound. And the Dream Coil again from Yamate, doing some serious work in the fight. Again, still no detection from Taring, so they actually can't find the big target in G, but... they at least get the kill. He's close to the tower, still no detection. They know that he's there, but he's going to TP out, and they have no way of stunning him, so he's going to make it away.
He walked. No, he walked all the way up there. All right, he's definitely gone now. I don't know if they're ever going to buy detection. I honestly think they can win this game without buying a pair of sentry wards, though.
As opposed to last game, which was Sentry Ward City because of Mirana.
Yeah, I think they've definitely laxed it up a bit considering how the early game went for them. A Gyrocopter's still playing pretty seriously. He actually went BKB, not an SNY.
Yeah. Did he use it in that one fight? No, he still has 10-second duration, so he's fine with that.
It's probably worth it. Like, Roar obviously still counters this, but it's going to stop a lot of the damage out of AcA. The easiest way for them to get kills is Chaos Meteor, CM ulti kind of stuff, like just tons of magic damage.
They have no physical damage really right now at this point. I mean, maybe a little bit, but just not enough to bring down Psionics at the very least.
Easily, yeah, he's easily survivable enough against that. So as long as he pops BKB on the team fight, he's good.
Roar, Sunstrike, Ling about to get blown up. It's going to be the Chaos Meteor coming out as well. And Yamate is just again looking for that counter initiation. He blinks up, he actually gets juked by Acion. They're going to Yule Sam. They're going to look for that trade, support for support, and Acion is so damn squishy. And they abuse it with the Rocket Barrage, with Yamate. Yamate is ruthless. He will blink in whenever they see a potential counter initiation target, and more often than not, they will find an easy Dream Coil into like a double kill, I feel like.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. He really is almost always there when he needs to be. He does a great job about that, and he also farms very rapidly. That mix is what makes him a great player.
Yeah,
Bracer on Beastmaster, stun shit.
He has a Necro 2 though now, so that's okay.
And that's really not. He's got a Bracer on Beastmaster.
You would rather have a Necro 3, obviously, but...
Well...
And not a Bracer.
It's a freaking Bracer on Beastmaster. Good thing he has that +3 int. Sure that's not unnecessary due to his Necronomicon that gives him 21 int. And that +3 agility, that's really helping increase his attack speed by 3 compared to the 45 that Inner Boost does. He also does get 3 damage out of this, so maybe it's going to be value.
I don't know, man. Maybe he thought he was going to build Drum. And I don't know. I have no idea why he
God, why would you ever? Drum, alright, the Drum, this is what Drum gives you. It gives you 9 int, gives you 6 strength. Boy, those stats sound a whole lot like this other item.
Oh, gee, gets the frickin' snipe with the Sunstrike onto Yamate. Okay.
I'm over here memeing and you're trying to cast Dota. Come on, dude.
I mean, sorry to burst your
My
bubble.
point
That
is,
was a good
Necronomicon costs literally 800 more gold, has far better stats, and, you know, synergizes amazingly by creating 2 little illusions that attack us.
Gabi picked up a Vanguard, by the way, which actually might keep him alive. The call down will hit, though. This might be some trouble. He's going to have to blink out. He's going to get bashed forever. God, he's freaking bashed for ages. NJ just decides to bash him into oblivion with this freaking Mask of Madness. He doesn't even have an Echo Saber. You don't even need it.
Yeah, in some ways you're right. It's kind of unnecessary. When he's got this much attack speed, you just buy more attack speed, dude. Maybe increase your damage.
Get a Moon Shard. Be a man.
That would actually be pretty fun. I'm totally down. I easily think he can get away with it for fun. I mean, he's already bought freaking Shadowblade Mask of Madness on offlane Void. He's basically playing carry Void, honestly.
Psionics is just, he's here for the ride. He's like throwing down call downs, he's getting vision with homing missiles, he's just watching. 5-0-6, I mean, he's got a lot of kills, but the Void he's the star of the show for now for NJ. He's going to head back home, he's got 2k gold, so he can build into something here pretty soon. We'll probably see his first big item or next big item come out, at least the first component of it. Crystalman has her Veil of Discord recipe, so she just needs the Helm of the Iron Will to finish that up, and that's a pretty big item with the exception of the fact that they have a BKB on Psionics, so that kind of sucks.
I kind of like this when I first saw the double null talisman because it does transition him and it makes him very strong early game. Makes the Crystal Maiden strong. Like basic stat items are they're great when you're losing, and they're definitely losing. But the double null, lots more mana pool. He can cycle his spells better, and it turns into an item that's always going to be useful for your team. So I kind of like this now. I think somebody else was talking about. They said Veil is worse, but build up is better now because you can get double null.
Yeah.
So you can get on a lot of mid heroes like Puck, like double null talisman. People used to buy those in 1v1 matchups just because the value is so good. So now you can buy that into a Veil. That's pretty cool. It doesn't give you as much int as it used to. The early build-up just means your early game's going to go better.
You're missing out on some mobility that you would maybe get from a 4-staff, a Blink, a Yule Scepter, one of those 3 items that you might see instead. But
it also gives you 6 armor. That part's good. If you're going to get Chronoed, for example, or Puck's going to dive after you, 6 armor can be completely invaluable.
You're probably going to die anyways because you're Crystal Maiden, but still.
Maybe not now, because, you know, he's basically got a Bracer worth. He's got 6 strength out of this. He's got 3 armor from Tranquils. Once he finishes the Veil, he's got another 3 armor. Or another 6 armor, actually. That's not bad.
So Gabi picked up a Vanguard, by the way, which will be inevitably an Abyssal Blade at some point, but he wanted to go more Battle Mage and stay alive. And even with the Vanguard, he still died in that perma-bash situation with the Chronosphere.
But the difference was huge compared to the previous fight. The Vanguard was actually worth it there. Because at first I was like, oh, he's easily dead. But he kept living. Or what is this? It's a Vanguard. 250 HP, blocks 32 damage guaranteed from Void. And he actually doesn't hit that hard when he bashes. Obviously, he gets this bonus magic, but he's only hitting for about 144. So dropping out 32 of that before the damage is even reduced by armor is actually quite good.
Yeah,
so
I think it's a fine choice, especially because it builds into the Abyssal later. I mean, if it goes long enough, you're going to build it. I mean, you could argue, okay, well, maybe you need that Manta early on or whatever, but he wouldn't survive a Chronosphere, I think.
With Manta, he wouldn't. Vanguard definitely gives him more survivability. That's the only reason I justify it. If the game was even and he had no way to get killed by like an offlane carry Void, then I would definitely say Manta 100%. But in this game, if it bought him a life there, I would say it's worth it. But because he died, maybe he should have just been greedy and been more predictive of where the Void is going to be.
Acion going with the greedy play themselves and going for Rosh, and they get it done. There's no vision over here for the Dire side. Again, you talked about Laxus. There's not much vision for them other than the jungle for their jungle, and of course, towards the Ancients for ACA side. They do pick up a Desolator, by the way, for the Faceless Void, which is going to be pretty nice. That's an interesting decision.
Okay, it doesn't stack with Mask of Madness, so you can trick it so that you get the minus armor but not the lifesteal.
Yes, I think that's what he wants to do.
You have to pick it up, drop the Mask of Madness, and pick up the Mask of Madness. So whichever orb you had previously should be the one that overrides.
Right.
In Dota 1 it didn't really work like this, but I think you can trick it in Dota 2. So we'll see if it works. I'm sure he's going to look into this.
I would think he would rather have the Desolator than
easily
the Mask of Madness. I think that's why he bought it.
So is entirely for the attack speed, really.
By the way, the Invoker has quietly picked up an Octarine core after getting his Aghanim Scepter.
I saw that.
He's top of the net worth, and he's ghost walking into the enemy jungle with no real detection, and he's going to probably find Ling here. Oh, he comes out of the ghost walk just to Midas, and he's looking for Ling. The Tornado's going to hit, but here comes NJ. He's got the Chronosphere. The EMP will go. NJ will lose most of his mana. He's out of mana to Chrono now, and now the Deafening Blast comes out. Ling's in trouble. Ice Shards will not connect. He's healing up. At least the Nature's Intent is doing their job, but the Walrus Punch will come out. There's the Mana Void, the Sunstrike. It takes a lot to get that kill. They get it done. Now on the retreated Spenberlu, and he's going to have to at least roar Ice. Look at the damage flow coming out. The Necro-3, can he get the trade? He can. He's actually doing a lot of damage to Psionics as well. It's a 2-for-1 exchange. Sure, he does lose the Necro units. The Yamate gets even more gold, but they're splitting up the map now, and Acion they're trying to come back. They're getting on the comeback path. They're only down 5. I've seen this story before. I've seen this gold graph before.
This is not bad, actually. They're actually kind of coming back, and it pretty much centered on that Roche. You know, Taring pushing across the map. They're taking advantage, and ACA says, you know, if they go high ground, we're screwed. So what they do is they smoke, they take Roche, catches up in gold, catch up in experience, they get an Aegis, which basically means if Taring goes high ground and they get wiped, then they lose every advantage they had. But I don't think they're taking this game seriously enough. Like, I'm enjoying watching them screw around with like carry Void and stuff. They've got barely any wards on the map.
Yeah.
Like, the difference between the previous game in terms of warding and this one is very clear that the supports are like, hey, I want to buy good items for once, you know? Like, I do it all the time. It's terrible, and Blitz yells at me every time, but...
Well, they're going to find the Chrono on Gabi, and I think they should get the kill. They have Waiting Rift. They're going to Dream Coil him, and he should be dead for the most part. He's going to get backed up again, just for good measure. NJ just says, fine, listen, we might not be taking this game seriously, but we will find your anti-vision, we will kill him. And they had no vision down there either. They walked in and killed him.
It's working, but it's almost not enough damage. But that makes it a roll.
BKB's going to go. He's got the Aegis. The cast is going to come out, and he's in trouble. He'll lose his first life almost instantly, and they're looking for more. They are bloodthirsty without the aim. This is a 4-5 engagement. They have detection, and there it is. She finally goes down after they hex him, and now they're going to find more. They're going to find the CM who, for some reason, stood around looking to say, do I leave? Do I stay? What do I do? I die, I suppose. That's what happens.
Oh, the pings have started. It's a bad sign. It reminds me of when they lost last game.
Yeah, this is... God, we were just talking about how they were actually coming back into the game. They were making the right plays. Taring maybe not taking it seriously enough. Taring walks up Chronos to the A and then kills the freaking Invoker twice. And they're actually probably going to get at least a tier 3 off of this. You might have to buy back on the Invoker as well. They have Blitz. But,
he was trying to split push there because of the anti-mage dying, but then they just killed him, and that's a bad sign.
There's a Butterfly and Psionic, so he's pretty okay. That Ice Shards is really cool. Didn't do any damage, but it was still really cool to see how grouped up they got with it. And they're going to go for the melee Rex. Maybe a buyback coming up from the Invoker. They're going to go with the Snowball. Roar comes out, so they have the damage. They could use a Freezing Field. They'll buy back on the Invoker. The call down comes in. It's lagging. Mana Void comes out. They destroy NJ, but everyone else is back in. Great Dream Coil to counter-initiate, or at least stop the further push in from ACA. Here comes the Freezing Field. Ling is in trouble. The door coming up, pushing Gabi back. Deafening Blast comes in. BKB, he's got it down. In 1 second, he can use it and ready to go, but I don't think they can reinitiate here. Ice is getting snowballed on. There's the BKB pop. Fly solo. He does get the Sigil off now. Do they want to keep going? Skemberlu is going to get hexed up. He's got no no Roar, he's got no Necro units, he's got the Archer left. That's it, chasing after Yamate. He's going to face shift G, still looking for blood. There's the Meatball coming out, and they're going to leave Ice behind to die and be the martyr for the cause. They will hold their set of racks. They will get 3 kills, the biggest being NJ, and they actually get roughly 3,000 gold out of it. That was huge.
That was a great fight. They did have to buy back an Invoker, though. That was the scary part there. But his overall gold gain actually went up. He gained 423 from that fight. Maybe. I
don't know if it counts. It doesn't count in. Well, either way, he might die again. So
he's pushing up too far.
Yeah, he's gonna get Hex. He's alive for now, but he's still in trouble. They have the homing missile on him. He's got Ghost Walk, and it's gonna go through it. But now it looks like Acion is gonna at least tank the gank for him, and he does not have a Ghost Scepter or anything that can save him. Even a Ghost Scepter wouldn't help, I think, in that situation.
Yeah, they keep pushing up with like too few heroes, and they're getting killed. Anti-Mage is alive at least. Things are stabilizing a bit, almost an Ags on Faces Void, just to allow him to chrono multiple times throughout the game. He can use it for ganks and pushes.
Let's talk about the late game situation, Courage. Let's say we get to 45 minutes with the AM getting good farm and not getting ganked. Where does this game go from here?
Well, it all comes down to the initiation. Like, we see the Mana Void. It's a free kill.
Yeah, they're going to find it without the Mana Void. Roar comes out. That was the newly minted Blink Dagger by Skemberlu, by the way. So
Enchantress is so easy for kill right now. Like, her item build is fine, but she doesn't have survivability, and agility carries, they always work fine against enchant, because at least ones that buy stat items, because they're always going to get so much attack speed that eventually it does counter their untouchable. And now she's lacking armor, so she's just getting killed.
The biggest problem is killing Psionics, though. He's picked up a Scotty since that last fight mid. So he has not only the evasion with the butterfly, he also has a lot of HP, some extra agility coming out too. So yeah. 20 armor, Scotty obviously very good, attack speed slow, can't talk about it enough, but
it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing versus AM, but I do like the generic stats that it gives, especially because he didn't go S and Y.
Yes.
If he ended up selling his drum, he'd be a little bit weak.
Look at that Tornado EMP, it's going to be on to 2, and NJ's got to time walk a lot of that damage. He's got a Shadow Blade, Ghost Walk comes out, they find the Chrono onto Fly Solo and Acion. Fly Solo almost certainly should fall, the Dream Coil comes out, Acion will go down as well. That was some miscommunication. At least they're making space for the AM top lane. He's looking to go into this tier 3 tower. He's putting a lot of pressure. He's going to get it low. I'm not sure he'll get the kill in the tower. He'll have to blink away, knowing that the rest of the squad might be coming after him, but instead they're mid, and they're probably going to continue to push. And I think Gabi probably needs to TP back home sooner rather than later.
Yeah, sports keep getting caught. The Invoker's not actually seriously going in there, and they're really overextending. And those kind of punishes just lets them go high ground.
It's just a lot of miscommunication. They'll take the full set of racks, and it looks like Gabi's like, I just want to get a tier 3 out of this. I don't even know if he'll get that much. The emphasis is going to come through. It's going to be annoying a little bit. They pop the mats up for Gabi and hit the tower, please. Now you need to leave. And the TP should go. The cooldown's going to come out, and he'll be fine. All right.
Well, one step closer to getting a Rax. They can honestly still win. They have been Rax mid, but they're winning some fights. Their overall net worth is not bad. It's been pretty stable for like, what, 20 minutes? And that means that as a percentage of their total being behind, it's getting less bad over time. Most of that farm is obviously on Anti-Mage and Invoker, but these guys are pretty capable. They're definitely the most capable players on their team.
But you talk about the supports, though, and that's exactly what I wanted to point out. It just felt like every time somebody thinks about going in for Acion, they're just in a bad spot. They don't retreat when they need to. They're just not in the correct positioning, and that provides them even further kills for Taring. I mean, Yamate doesn't really need any more for him. He's a Hex, he's got a Blink, he's got bots. It's 2 sets of boots, because why not? There's an Axe now up for NJ, so duration's not increased, but at least you get the reduced cooldown, so there's that. Jump in, Tornado, EMP, it's going to hit up onto Psionics. He might have to BKB here, he's thinking about it. Roar comes out, he gets it off at the perfect time. Sunstrike will go through it, but still, he's got plenty of life left in the tank. Now makes the Mana Void off, stops it with the Death Ward. Everyone slows down, BKB is done. Here comes the Meatball, Psionics about to fall, and he will go down. NJ getting taken down by G, but still, 4 dead, they've lost the AM. It was a great fight, or at least it looked that way for Acion, but Yamate again with NJ doing that damage to Chronosphere. They're chasing after G, they have the gem up on the pucks, they have vision. They will not be able to chase him down, or at least not yet. But it looks like they won't find him. And it looked like it was so close there, but they couldn't quite get it done. They couldn't quite bring NJ or Yamate down.
I didn't really like that initiation. It was a Tornado EMP with team follow, but they have to... I mean, I guess it was Roar. No, it was Tornado EMP, and afterwards they roared.
Yeah.
But the Roar came after the BKB, and then obviously the Chrono to counter-initiate. That's not really how you can start the fight, I think. It's just... It was too difficult. As soon as the Chrono came out, the fight was basically over.
Yeah, the counter initiation came through. They had the Dream Coil to help out as well. I mean, the puck is. I mean, Yamate is doing so much work again. 4-2 and 20.
His hex on the AM helped a lot. The aim is pretty heavily countered.
Oh, the Chronosphere, the first hit dash into Chronosphere. G is just like, what did I do to deserve this? His buyback status is still down for 1 minute and 15 seconds. This will open up opportunities for Taring to either take Roche or to push further into the base.
They may not notice though because he only had about an 80-some second cooldown, so they may have forgot that he popped back. We'll see. It's also been pretty long.
I want to set something up here on
They should go for it though over the Aegis. I think it's a little safer. Although it's gonna be a bit until Gyro gets across the map. Maybe they do go Roche. If Gyro was already there, if all 5 heroes are there, definitely go high ground. Because by the time they get there, it'd be like 30 seconds up. I think it's safer just to take Roche instead.
Yeah, they should be able to take it in time too. And they're getting some good vision down too. The puck is sitting up here. Yamate had some help. I think the Ling Enchantress came in. They put the Observer Ward down to get some further vision in the jungle. If they want to contest this, they'd probably have to smoke or something along those lines. But the AM just wants to farm. He wants to split push. He wants to keep the lanes pushed out. Try to go for the Rack's top, and he might make his way up there, knowing that they are on the Roche, or at least assuming they're in there, but falling very quickly regardless.
Yeah, they have really good damage. And Void's gonna keep scaling here. 7-1 and 13. He's basically got 2 item slots, not to mention he can upgrade the Shadow Blade into a Silver Edge, which is actually really good against Anti-Mage. In fact, he maybe could have done that earlier, because if you apply Break to Anti-Mage, you remove his magic resistance, and that means every bash you hit him for actually does a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, it's something he'll probably think about later on into the game as we get further.
It could be his next item,
Still
honestly.
get Moonshard, obviously. I was thinking that maybe... I saw the Hyperstone, I was like, is Captain Moonshard? But it's obviously the AC. So
it's a rare case where getting an AC on Gyro is the right solution. It basically means that Anti-Mage's damage is not going to scale well against Gyro. First of all, he's missing him already, but putting 15 armor on top of that means really good survivability against physical damage.
So AM is sitting in secret mission top, maybe to cut the creep wave and just be a nuisance and try to take the racks, which is going to be very difficult. But they're playing this right. They know they have to keep the top wave pushed out because that's where he wants to go. Is he actually going to go for backdoor here? Give him damage to? Yeah, it looks like it's close. No, not really.
If he had a creep in the base, yes, but with the Dire just pushing out top lane, Chrono mid.
Yeah, flash solo. Wow, survives. Tornado comes through the blade mill. It's a little bit too late. He's going to time walk away the ice wall. They're going to tornado, and they're going to go in with a meatball. They actually snowball in, and NJ's in trouble. He's going to fall. He's dead for 84 seconds. He's got buyback, but G gets the kill. They will end up losing at least the Tusk. Ling now. They're going to try to turn this. The Crystal Nova goes. They had the Veil on him, and here comes Gabi. Abyssal Blade. Ice in trouble. Mana Boy not there. He eats the cheese. He eats the cheese. But Yamate in trouble. Sunstrike will hit. He's slow, but not dead yet. Face shift the last thing of damage. Will stay alive. Can he get out of this situation? He blinks further away. The Illusory, they want this kill. They don't know where he is. They've lost 2. They will not lose a 3rd. It looks like as Yamate was alive with about 20 HP. Acion Arena could have changed everything with a kill on Yamate there. They couldn't get it done, though. It was so close. So damn close.
I'm going to be blown away if they win this game. Like, they can definitely do it.
They have Abyssal in 2. Psionics is going to get turned on. There's going to be the Alacrity. They blink ahead. They go for the racks instead, and the clip comes out. And now Gabi is actually in a lot of trouble. The homing missile comes up. There's the axe. He maybe played that wrong. He's in trouble. There's going to be a Tornado EMP coming out, but there's the Chrono onto G. He's going to take a lot of this damage, and he will fall. He does have buyback to TP coming out from Gabi. They got a little too aggressive there at the end. Bought back on the Void.
Yeah. And
so that's where that came from, but still.
He's got so much farm, I don't think it matters. Like, it's fine if Void buys back here. The most important thing is they don't lose their racks. They're keeping it kind of close. This is getting scary.
We've been sitting at that 5,000 net worth differential for about the last, not just this game, but last game as well. It was about a 5,000 net worth differential, ACA being down that much in both games for pretty much the entirety of it until the end. So they are used to this position, but they have better late game cores arguably to deal with it. Although Gabi is starting to feel like he's not really doing that much. He's dying very quickly.
Gyro broke on Invis Beastmaster. Is he going to realize? I don't think he realized.
They smoked up behind here, and they were looking for somebody. And Ice is still Invis. The smoke will now break, and there's the cast coming out. Gabi is in a lot of trouble. He'll blink away, though. They don't have another way to disable him, but now they do with the Chronosphere being up with the Abyssal him and NJ. The Roar's going to come out. Did they bring him down? He's already used his Necro units. He's very low. He's going to maybe have to time walk, but he doesn't have the mana to use it. The Illusions are going to chase after him. They'll earn him up, and they can't bring him down. It would have been a great kill. It would have been a dieback. Now they're going to look for Skemberlu. Here comes Yamate. He's got Dream Coil. He misses it onto Skemberlu. That's a free kill. That's just gone. A rare mistake from Yamate, but he can't quite get it done. They'll be able to make it out with the Invoker still being dead for 6 seconds. And now finally, I was wondering when this was going to happen, but Gabi picks up a BKB for the Anti-Mage.
I'll stop at least the magic damage coming out of the enemy team. Can't still hit through this, and she's got Dragonlance as well as Ags, so she's actually getting kind of scary finally. Her survivability is a lot higher with this. I'll clear some allies, and a Hex will be her next item as well. Plus, she's been enchanting the AM Manta illusions, and those are just really good at dealing damage. Mana Burn's actually a really big deal this game, both from Beastmaster, EMP, and AM. I didn't think about that aspect of the draft before, but lots of mana drain, very good counter to face this Void, for example.
NJ is having the most trouble with mana drain at this point.
Yeah.
He's missing out on Chronos, he's missing out on Time Walks because of it. He's going to Shadow Blade though. Sunstrike comes out, it's going to hit Ice. This is going to do a lot of damage. Buddha Restoration, but he finds the Chronosphere, fly solo. That Ice Shard's cost him his life. It does take the Chronosphere, but it's a 60-second cooldown with Bag and Scepter, so I don't think they're that concerned. They're going to try to push in with a 4 versus 5 advantage now. And the Aegis up to boot. And they're going to go ahead and frostbite him. The Tornado EMP coming out. He's going to maybe have to think about popping his BKB. He might just let this Blade go. His Deafening Blast will take it down. Now they're going to jump in. There's the Abyssal Blade. The Mana Break going to work. And NJ about to go down to the Mana Void if he decides to use it. He doesn't. Instead, they jump in. They get the Mana Void off and do some serious damage. Yamate in trouble. Has to face shift. Now this Sunstrike off target on Psionics. Now he's in trouble. Gabi's going to have to slink down to the low ground. The EMP up just to make sure they stay further back. They're okay with what they got out of that engagement. Gabi looking for more, perhaps we're just going to farm up. But again, Yamate, he does end up falling in that engagement. Down for 75 seconds, he's got to buy back, but NJ does not. He's dead for 70 without one.
They're doing this pretty well. I mean, the gyro was completely out of position, and then the important thing was that they initiated on the Void and drained his mana and killed him before he could ulti again. And once they do that, I was very happy that the Anti-Mage didn't ulti him as well, because he could ulti him for the kill, but what he did is he waited for a better moment. If the Void, for example, got in the middle of the enemy team, he would have ultied him, but he died. Instead, he goes for the Wish Doctor, missing most of its HP, and because that, he took 3 heroes from full HP.
It's like half, pretty much.
Like half, 40%, and that is why they won that fight.
Yeah. Not to mention, pretty good to stop against Death Ward. I don't even know if he got the Death Ward off or not, but I don't think he did.
I saw the Wish Doctor very low mana, so I'm sure he did, but maybe it got stopped.
Here we go, Gabi and G. They're going to be the ones going to work on this Tier 3 tower, pop the Manta style, and Lincoln's going to go ahead and enchant that illusion like you talked about. Tornado EMP, G is not in a good spot right now, but the Octarine Core heals him so much just through Tornado EMPs, so that's nice.
Pressure. Yeah,
that is huge.
This guy's really good at Invoker. It's pretty clear that probably their best player, I would say. He's cycling through his spells so well.
Yeah, he's done a good job.
Refresher on the way, tons of teamfight control, 2 EMPs, Soulbless Midas as well. So
they just didn't have enough time to take down a full set of X though. The 70-second, I think, respawn timer for Void was not enough, even with how farmed he is. And he's sitting on bots now. No Moonshard. He's kind of slowed his progression. He was doing really well. We talked about how farmed he was. The Aurocopter's the one that's real farmed. They even have a Lincoln Sphere that they got for lane, which is nice. And they pick up another one as well coming out. They also, Acion will go ahead and scout the Tornado EMP. Got that Lincoln Sphere. Looking to go on fly solo. NJ's looking to counter initiate. There's going to be Sunstrike. The meatball comes in. They get the Chronosphere off onto G. That's who they wanted. The Death Ward will come through, and he'll fall almost instantly with no buyback. They want Yamate Mana Void. He can't get it off in time as he phase shifts, and Gabi's in some trouble. The freezing field on the other side to at least zone them out from coming up to the high ground. Everyone's pretty low. They did bring down NJ, and they're looking for more. Skeverlu's actually doing a lot of work here with the Necro units, chasing down Ice. Yamate is at half health. Psionics has already used his BKB. They might keep going here. They're thinking about it for a second. Ling is still throwing out some javelins from the backside. The Impetus doing some work. That should be it. Gabi still had his Mana Void. He really likes holding on to this, but doesn't find a kill with it.
I guess that's why they're all getting Lincoln Spheres now. It stops Roar, obviously, but the bigger one is the Anti-Mage AoE. It's late enough in the game, and they have a lot of heroes that have pretty big mana pools. If they get drained, there's actually 5 heroes basically on the enemy team that have huge mana pools. They're all like 1400 or higher. Voids is about 1000. So if they drain all of their mana and AM ults on that, he could just rampage the whole team.
That would be a sight to see.
Maybe not a full rampage because their HP levels are fairly high, but after that ult goes off, you're talking like 900, maybe 1000 magic damage after reduction, or H damage done after reduction.
I mean, we saw what he could do with just the Mana Void on the Witch Doctor, and that took everyone down to half health. I'm not even sure how low mana he was before he died. Pretty low, I'd assume. But it's not getting great for Taring. They keep losing some fights. Yeah, they get the Chronosphere off, they'll kill one. Generally, the Invoker is what they want to pick up for Gabi, but now he has picked up himself an MKB. And they'll take the Radiant Courier, though. I don't know where that died. That probably shouldn't have gone down. Let me check real quick.
So he sold Vlad's for this, but obviously it does help him kill the gyro.
He's going to get Hex, though, and they're going to box on top of him. Gabi, he does have 5-act. They pop the Chronosphere. There's the Death Ward. They're going to throw the kitchen sink on him, and he will die.
They were set up for that one. I didn't even realize Witch Doctor was in position, but he needed to get out as soon as he saw those TPs, and he hesitated just a little bit.
Tornado EMP, they're really going to fight this. The Meatball's going to come through. The time walk further. G's actually in trouble here. He's got BKB. Freezing Field's going to go, but Acion is going to go right into him with that BKB. Deafening Blast. He's got that Lincoln Sphere up. He's going to go with another Meatball. There's the Walrus punching out. Acion might be in some trouble here. The Lincoln Sphere keeps getting popped. They keep throwing them on top of him, but he just can't stay alive long enough. G's trying to man fight, but it's not working. The AM not buying back. It's going to be a full team wipe as the rest of the crew comes back in to help him up. Keep Acion alive.
That was a great team fight if Anti-Mage was alive. Like, they easily could have won that. That Invoker just tested all of his spells.
He didn't have bots, so he couldn't get there. I think that's the reason he didn't buy back.
Yeah, I guess so. He would have had to drop an item for TP, and then he would have been late. I mean, they just needed to sit back and wait for his buyback, because now they've lost 3 heroes. They used Refresh Orb, and further behind. They got really far behind in that. That's going to be at least like a 5k gold. So yeah, look at the graph. They dropped 5k.
I don't know. Yeah, that play just trying to Tornado EMP all of them and man fighting into them with the BKB sub for the Gyrocopter was a bit sketchy to me.
I mean, doing the combo was kind of cool, but then they kind of got committed to the fight, and then it felt good halfway through, but it just wasn't enough in the end.
Ling has picked up the item, the Hurricane Pike.
Okay.
That's
natural progression with the previous item, the Dragon Lance. So. Is it really good here? It's okay. I mean, it's not that amazing against AM, I guess, because he can get away, but...
I like this play from Acion.
You can use it if you get a Blink Dagger to force people into the corner. That part's kind of good.
That's actually pretty cool.
Then he has to buy a Blink. I think it's worth him getting a Blink, actually.
Alright, they're going to run in. This is going to be a fight that's about to break out. They do not have their big team fight ultimate in G. Of course,
gotta roar somebody, damn it.
He's not going for it. Ling is still in the pit. Here comes the call down. Gabi's popped his BKB and he's going to try to fight. He needs to blink out now. He's already bought back. He cannot afford to die. The Illusion Orb will come through. They want this kill. He is not roaring anybody. He's waiting as long as possible. He's not even going to get it off. He's going to die. And it is going to be next as well. They're going to come in. They're going to save him with a snowball for half a second, only for both of them to go down. It looks like probably. They actually killed him before the snowball came through. I thought he saved him, but
the snowy dead body of a Crystal Maiden in that snowball.
Why
did he not cast Roar?
Please
tell me, Mott.
I don't know if it makes a difference in that fight.
Why did he turn his bracer into a drum of endurance?
He actually did. Wow, he actually bought a drum.
Well, maybe nobody has a drum. Nope, CM has one. Mott, why? Why didn't he roar? He could have literally roared the Enchantress.
Kevin, I don't have the answer to the question.
And then the Anti-Mage would have taken like 600 less damage.
They still couldn't fight that though.
I mean, but he could have roared.
I don't know what to tell you, Kevin. It's not looking good now though. There was a brief glimmer of hope around the 40, maybe 35-ish minute mark for Acion Arena to win this game. They lost the set of racks, but like that's fine. They're farming well. They have good items. The Invoker's progressing well. Psionics is now 6 slotted, unsurprisingly, with 4.2k. He's getting Liquid Sphere constantly put on him one after another. Yamate goes and he's fishing for it. Now the Tornado comes out. The Yippee comes next as well. They put the Veil up for mission. That's his only job at this point. He'll probably die to the Dream Coil. He's like, I got the Veil off, guys. We did it.
I think that's the first time I've seen one Freezing Shard come down, but only one. It was like
the one set snowflake that comes down to the earth. They'll get the Mailorax momentarily here. Psionics will finally bring it down. There is no Aegis, but the BKB is going to be used for Psionics, and he'll just try to TP out, and it looks like he will make it away with no Walrus Punch available. The Beastmaster just respawned. He blinked looking for the roar. He couldn't find it. While that was happening, the AM, he took the range racks, and well, he's on the run.
Oh, what an outplay there.
War comes out, nicely done. The Invoker goes down to ice, which is huge. That's probably a good trade. He's dead for 89 seconds.
That was really nicely done by the Witch Doctor. Back up from Puck, obviously, to Hex the Invoker, but he more or less solo killed the Invoker there.
Alright, here's the good news. Took 2 range raxes.
I thought you were going to say that the Beastmaster used Roar.
Did he? Yeah, he did. Well, I mean, that's fine, I guess, but...
2 range racks.
Here's the bad news. Fly Solo's dead to Yamate again. Probably good fall here. Oh, nice blink. Okay, I spoke too soon. He gets mech'd up as well, which he just bought at 50 minutes into the game. Guardian Group's still pretty good though.
Faceless Void's attack speed much worse now actually. Picks up Blink because he's like, oh, maybe we should build standard because we actually might lose this game. I feel like his net worth is actually not moved for a long time.
He keeps getting the Chronosphere in 1 kill and then dies in every
Okay.
engagement. That's how it's been going.
Probably due to his build, perhaps. Maybe it's because he's time walking.
I mean, you pop your Mask of Madness and you're generally going to take a lot of damage and die pretty
he's
quickly.
getting mana burned a lot as well.
Yeah,
really
that's the biggest thing too, which we talked about a lot, is the Necro units as well as the mana break coming out from the anti-mage. So
maybe he could get like Soul Ring and do like Soul Ring time walk or something every time.
he doesn't have the item slots
Or he
for
could
that.
just have Aegis. That also.
That's why, yeah, I mean, he sold, but the thing is, he sold his mom, I'm pretty sure, unless it's on the, I don't think it's on the courier. They're looking for an initiation up at the puck, but Yamate played that slip early. I think he jaunted away with his Lose Your Orb or blinked out, one of the two.
In case you guys forgot where you are, we're on Beyond the Sauna 3. It's really warm in our room.
Really hot.
It's a
Roar on
fight.
the Psionics. He's got BKB though. There's the Sunstrike, and they get the kill.
What a-
Great counter initiation with the Chronosphere on top of the Dream Coil, and Gabi is getting pelted by the Impetus hit. Good EMP coming out with Tornado. They have some good damage from the freezing field, but now they get the mech back up and force the time walk away. Another Deafening Blast. Psionics is low. Can they finally bring him down? But here's the Death Ward. Ice comes in to clean up everybody from Acion, and this should be the end of it. Gee, the sole survivor lifting with about maybe 25% HP, probably less, and they're going to take this rack. NJ is going to go down and lose his Aegis to the Tier 3 tower, but I don't think he gives a damn at this point. And Taring will finally get a good fight that is no trades really with the exception of the Aegis, and it was a bit closer than maybe it needed to be, but Taring will, I think, at the very end, secure this game, Purge.
Yeah, if they lost this game, I would have been really surprised. I mean, it's not over yet. They're gonna get the top racks for sure. He needs to eat that missile. All right, now his BKBs. Okay, I guess he doesn't want to get mega creeps. That was just a bad decision. Like, there was nothing you could do. Like, okay, I can either not get missiled. They didn't follow up on it anyways, didn't matter. But
Well, at this point, he's doing it all on his own. I mean, he's trying his best. But
that's
he's
running
running
the story of the whole game, let's be real.
Yeah, he's going to get the Tornado onto 2. He had Meatball ready to go. He's healing up with Octarine, but he's going to get Chronoed right as he enters the well. But the call down will finish him off, and just like that, the Tier 4s are falling. GG's going to come out momentarily, hope from Acion. They're not very happy about the way they played, I'm sure, and there it is. But
Man, they played so pretty darn well late game. Like, Invoker played really well, considering how far behind they were. Like, just AM seeing a couple people in the right place, it actually did enough. And Invoker, look at his fantasy points, 17.1. He gets those numbers because of the amount of damage he did to enemy heroes, most likely. And, like, the amount of time he disabled them, and there's, like, all these weird points. But basically, I put all of my value in how many fantasy points you get, and he did